The clock is ticking. The choice to spare death row inmate Julius Jones' life still sitting in the governor's hands.
Do you think he's made a decision by now?
Tonight, a former governor weighing in on that controversial decision.
Oklahoma children behind in school due to the pandemic. The state's plan to close the learning gap.
Temperatures climbing well into the 70s and 80s, but a big change moving in tomorrow. The significant drop in temperatures you will feel as a cold front moves in.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 10.
We begin tonight as the clock continues to count down. Inmate Julius Jones just days away from a scheduled execution. The decision to spare his life or allow that execution sitting tonight in Governor Kevin Stitt's hands. Jones, of course, convicted of murdering Paul Howe in 1999. Protesters gathered outside the governor's mansion today, and you can see Oklahoma City police setting up barricades earlier this afternoon, and a live look on the right side of your screen right now. The group is showing support for Jones. They say that they will stay there all night. And as we wait for the governor's decision, we are getting some insight into the process he's going through right now. KOCO's Abigail Ogle joining us. Abby, you spoke to a former Oklahoma governor who's been in Stitt's position many times.
Guys, that's right. Governor Frank Keating, 50 inmates were put to death while he was governor. So I spoke to him today one-on-one about what Governor Kevin Stitt is dealing with right now and how the process works.
This is a notorious case, not only because of the agony of that wonderful family from Edmond, but also because of the noise from all over the world. And it's not easy because you're going to make somebody mad, but you have to still do what's right.
So I asked the former governor, how do you decide what's right? He told me he always spoke to the prosecution and the defense.
This individual, proved beyond a reasonable doubt, is the killer. Every one of the prosecutors said, yes, that's correct. Okay. Then I would bring the defense attorney in and ask the exact same question. I'm the only person between you and the execution of your client. I don't want to do an injustice. Tell me, did this individual in fact do this killing? No one ever said absolutely not. Right?
Well, in this case, the defense is vehemently denying that Julius Jones did this. Did you ever have a situation like that?
I understand that the defense attorney, not the family, or the current lawyer, said a lot of things about what he did and what he did not do, what he said accurately, what he said inaccurately. But in my experience, I never had a situation where the defense attorney, would answer my question and say he absolutely did not do it.
So did you ever have the Pardon and Parole Board come and recommend commutation and or clemency?
No.
Do you think he's made a decision by now?
Don't know. I'm sure he's going to give it prayerful and thoughtful consideration. You have to do what the law and the facts suggest, and the science suggests that you do. Can we be absolutely 150% certain? No. But with the technology today, with the length of trials, proof beyond a reasonable doubt, unanimous verdicts, 15, almost a generation of appeals, we're pretty darn certain that if an individual is before us as governors to be executed, that is appropriate.
With the last execution that happened about 3 weeks ago, witnesses described convulsing, vomiting. Do you think that weighs on the governor?
Oklahoma believes in capital punishment. Well, I think any execution is unpleasant. I mean, there is pain associated with it.
Lastly, Keating told me the one thing he would not do if he were in this situation, and he actually pointed to the case of the previous death row inmate, John Grant, who murdered a prison worker.
The one thing that I would never say is, look, let's just forget this death stuff. Let's put them in prison, life in prison without parole. They'll never get out. They'll never hurt anybody, really. And you can never assure someone who's a killer that they will not kill again, particularly and even if they're in a prison.
Now, we know Governor Kevin Stitt met with both the prosecution and the defense and Paul Howell's family, the man Julius Jones is convicted of killing. Stitt has not met with the Jones family. I asked Governor Keating about that. He told me when he was in this position, he never met with families on either side. He said that it's always emotional and both sides have strong feelings. He said he just wanted the technical facts of the case. Guys, back to you.